featuring four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
What is up, Detroit? Can we just sit and smile for a minute? This is a good day. This is a good day. It's a good day. I'm tired. I didn't sleep. Spencer doesn't have a voice. Lindsey Hunter's even all in. He came in today and said, I told you. I told you. And there's nothing wrong. You know what? There's a hell of a lot of I told you going around town today. Lindsey, what's up?
I don't know if it's a lot because people were hesitant about as the season got closer, and Spenny can attest to this, because he was one of the guys that was stoked, not scared before the season started. But as it got closer, the fans started, well, you know, maybe 10 games, oh, maybe 11 games. Well, you know, I don't know. They have to win a playoff game. Dude, now I just want to see what everybody has to say, because I said the team looked different. They felt different. I said Super Bowl contenders, but nobody was willing to back me. People were sitting there going, we can't go that far. Well, in order to be a Super Bowl contender, you have to look like one, and it has to be a certain feel to the team.
Amen.
And I felt it and saw it. I don't know if it'll come to pass, but the team looks different. And if the fans don't believe they look different and don't think that this is a different team, then, hey, you'll never believe.
No, I'm with you. The last time we were together, the one thing that we talked about, like for me personally, I didn't want to have the moral victory conversation again. Remember a few years ago when they were in here during the Matt Patricia era and the Lions, golly gee, we played the Chiefs so well, and I don't want any of that. I don't want to hear I don't want to hear any of that. You know what? Win football games. The thing that I love the most about last night, and I know some Yahoo out there will take this as a negative, which it 100% isn't, but let me preface that now. You know what? That offensive line that many of us feel is one of the best in the league was not elite. Jared Goff missed some passes. That was not a perfect performance, okay? And they went into Kansas City and beat the defending Super Bowl champions. And left no doubt about it. I mean, look at the numbers. Watch the game. They left no doubt about it. Lindsey, the Detroit Lions were better than the Kansas City Chiefs last night. Period. End of story.
Period. They and if you look at, you know, all aspects of the game, you look at offensively, defensively, special teams, even you can break it down into the secondary. You can break it down into the defensive linemen. They pressured. They pressured Mahomes all night.
Yep.
Now, he's just such a special dude that he made some of that stuff look like it was nothing, you know? But I think they hit him 7 times. I don't know if they got a sack on him or not, but they were all over him. They had his foot one. Houston had him around the ankle one time, and the dude stood there cool and calm and just pew. I was like, yo, he's special. That's a different animal right there. But like you just said, Sean, the Lions were better in every aspect of the game. I watched it, and I sat there and just watching, I'm like, man, they look better. And I know everybody's going to say, well, Travis Kelce didn't play, and, you know, the other stud that didn't play. And, yeah, that's true. But we have to watch what we watched, and you have to play who's out there. And even on the road, the Lions went to a place that's tough to win at. It's tough to win there.
I had a conversation, true story. I had a conversation with a disgruntled Chiefs fan after the game. And you know what the funny thing was?
What?
Lindsey, it was role reversal. It was role reversal. And I even told him after a couple texts back to each other, I go, dude, this is role reversal. We as Lion fans are used to saying, well, your team's not that good. After a loss. Oh, your team's not that good. Oh, I don't know why people are hyping up your team. This is the shit he's throwing at me. And I go, do you have any idea how good it feels to be on this side of the conversation? Because my whole freaking life, man, has been one, yeah, you guys aren't all that. We'll see what happens to you in the playoff. There's nothing better than sitting back and going, that's a great story, bro. Enjoy that loss. There's nothing better. It really is something that we're not accustomed to. And for older fans like me, like honestly, I'm not joking. Lucas said to me, he goes, "Where does that rank? You know, in terms of like all-time Lions wins?" And I think anybody else in any other city, Lindsey, would probably say, "Wow, are you really asking that about an opener on a Thursday night?" This is the Detroit Lions. You have to own what we've been in the past. I have no problem with it, okay? This hasn't been a good franchise. We have one playoff win in our history. That shit's over. Like, it's over. This is a new day. This is a new dawn. And if you can't buy in after seeing last night, man, honestly, your little soul's going to take it. It's going to be okay. Like, I mean, really, we're all a bunch of little babies about it. Embrace it. This is fun. Spence is yelling at me. The poor guy's got to do a read right now. Wait till you hear his voice, okay? You think he was watching last night?
Oh, man, it was a rough night last night. It was a great night, but it was a rough night. And before the Lions beat the Chiefs, you caught us on the pregame show. You can catch us before every Lions game watching the pregame show hosted by Jeff Iafrady live on Woodward Sports. Make sure you guys check it out. It's awesome. It was so much fun yesterday, and it's going to be like that all season. The Lions pregame show live on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Now back to Sean and Lindsey.
Relax, enjoy it, man. I know Lions fans, especially we older dudes, we're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Okay, you went into Kansas City. You didn't even have your A game last night. We all know the Lions are capable of playing better than they did, and they beat the Chiefs. And Lindsey, most importantly, okay, let's show of hands. Let's all be honest. When the Chiefs got the ball back, where they got the ball back, how many of you immediately said, Mahomes is going to lead them 25 yards down the field. Dude. They're going to kick a field goal.
Right.
Love it.
Right.
Love it. We all did it, right?
Yeah, because that's what he does. Like he has earned the right to make you believe that when he gets the ball under pressure and it's nut cutting time, that he's going to deliver.
Nut cutting.
He always delivers. Like this dude has two Super Bowls, and it's not by like it didn't fall into those Super Bowls. He won those Super Bowls.
Yeah. So
for the Lions to go out and like you said, it was a sloppy game. It was the first game of the season, and you know, people can say what they want to. They were celebrating their Super Bowl and whatever.
Go ahead.
Hey, you got to go out and play the game regardless. And the Lions, they came to play, man. They came to play regardless to what was happening, and that's what I liked about it. Because there won't be perfect games all the time, but when you have a team that can figure out how to press through in any situation, then you have something. You got something.
Yep.
You got something with substance. And that's what I saw. I saw substance in the Lions last night. I didn't just see a flesh in the pan. They had a solid running game. You know, you can tell they're going to add more to it. The rookies look like they belong. You know, Laporta, man. Dude, I love the kid.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he's going to be a special tight end. Dude, the way he can run, you know, the physicality that he brings. Man, I was excited for the Lions fans. I was like, dude, this shit is real. Like, and if they don't, Sean, now I see a change in you this morning. I see a change in you. I see a change in you. But I'm wondering, because I don't want to hear this crap from these Lions fans about, well, you know, like Katz is on the feed talking about the Lions, I was right. They scored 14 points. They won. Brandon Cat Food. They won. I mean, what do you want? The game wasn't perfect. They beat the Super Bowl champs.
That's to me, that's the positive.
Right.
That's like, how could you draw away from that? That was not an A game. That was maybe not even a B game, right? We know that offensive line is capable of so much more. We've seen Jared Goff. I told you, guy won me 2 years ago. I'm going, man, did you see him the last year with the Rams? He was garbage, hot garbage. He was garbage his first year here. You put a guy in positions to succeed. You build around him. I'm going to say this again, and I mean no disrespect to Dan Campbell, okay? we're going to have worship service a little bit later for Dan Campbell. I think you guys all know that. I want like a Brad Holmes appreciation day. Like seriously, let's do one day. Well, maybe we can talk Flannel into not doing his Patrick Mahomes service, and he can officiate the Brad Holmes appreciation day. You saw Brad Holmes' fingerprints all over that win last night. All over that win last night.
And think about. Let's go back to the draft. Let's go back to taking a running back in the draft. Let's go back to passing over some of the guys that were surefire hits. He went with his guys. He went with the guys that he wanted. He went with his type of guys. And like you just said, his fingerprints are all over this team. It's a reflection of what he wants and who he wants. And it's working.
Yep.
It's working. I always go back to the Spurs model. You can talk about the Spurs all you want to. They're gonna draft their type of players. They're gonna pick some guys that you didn't know were gonna be stars. They're going to surround their stars with super role players, but they're going to pick their guys. And it may not be a pick in the first round. It may not be a lottery pick, but they're going to get guys that fit what they do, and they're going to win. And I see that same resemblance here.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? You saw it last night. I have watched the Lions lose that game so many times in my life. I can't shake a stick. But you know what? I want to go back to something that you said as well, Lindsey. Listen, how many times have we seen, in just the last couple of years, the Chiefs are maybe the 4 o'clock game, right? And you hear, what's wrong with Patrick Mahomes? What's going on with Patrick Mahomes? Is this the end of the Chiefs? Because we're such an instant reaction, instant gratification society now, right?
I call it the microwave mentality.
It is.
That's what we have now.
It is. Yep. How many times? Man, what's going on with this Chiefs offense? You know what? Finding the ability to win when you're not at your best is a freaking champion as far as I'm concerned.
That's perfectly said, Sean. Because we've watched Patrick Mahomes lose all of his receivers one year, and everybody was like, "Oh, I don't think he'll be able to get it done. His number 1 is gone. His number 2 is gone. This is what they have left." And he goes out and wins a Super Bowl. Yeah. And now people were like, "Oh, I guess he doesn't need it. All he needs is a tight end." And so that's why I knew it would affect them a little not having Kelsey, but I wasn't like, oh well, they don't have a chance. No, Patrick Mahomes is gonna make whatever happen with whoever he has, So that part I wasn't really worried about. I was like, they're gonna get tested. They're gonna get tested because this is the best. This is the best quarterback in the NFL, guys. Number 1. There is no question about it. Who's number 1? And we watched him make some magic last night. We watched this guy, pull a Houdini and run out and make passes. But the Lions secondary stood the test. They picked them off when it mattered. They made big hits, and they finished the job.
Apparently they couldn't hear me.
And again, as a role reversal before we go to the break, how many times have we heard the Lions, and Marty Morningweg had a famous drop that we all used to play on the radio years ago in the sports radio days. What happened, Marty? Drops, turnovers, penalties. We were talking about somebody else dropping the ball left and right. I know the feeling, bro. I'm not going to apologize for a victory, ever. You went into Arrowhead. You knocked off the defending Super Bowl champion. How sweet is that? I don't give a crap how it happened. They found a way to win. And now, personally for me, 9 days can't come soon enough.
That's facts. And, Lions fans, we're feeling a high right now. We're living on a high. And if you want to keep that going, you can just go to Dispo.
What a pro.
Because you can experience
Did you
the
hear that
true
segue?
meaning of exceptional cannabis products at Dispo Dispensary. With over 12 locations, including their new location that is now open at Whitmore Lake, Dispo is never far away. So make sure you guys go check them out. And we're going to be at that Whitmore location Friday, September 15th. So make sure you guys come out and hang with us at Dispo Dispensary.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Wondering where the best Lions tailgate is? That's easy. It's Eastern Market, the official Detroit Lions tailgate party at Shed number 5 in Eastern Market. Woodward Sports will be broadcasting live every home game. 3-star Michelin buffet featuring Chef Aaron May, VIP parking, and even tickets if you need them. So make sure you guys tap in. BullseyeEventGroup.com and tailgate like a VIP. That's BullseyeEventGroup.com to get your tickets. Now here's Lindsey and Sean.
Poor Spence.
Sean, man, I blacked out for the first time yesterday since high school. I punched something, apparently at some point.
You're a trooper, Spenny.
Because my knuckle is broken. I went to Coyote Joe's, apparently.
Did you see Spence? He was like the Godfather, too. Did you? He had his hand out. He goes,
man.
I'll make him an awfully come refuse. With that gravelly voice and everything. I want to party with you, dude. Seriously.
Oh, man. It was
good.
something else.
Oh, fun night.
Lions won.
Fun night.
Easy texted me this morning. He said, how you feeling, bud? I said, Lions won.
Yeah.
That's all he needs to know.
So I had a few boys over. You guys know I like to smoke some meats and everything. So I put things on at 12:30 the night before, Wednesday night. But right before bed, I put a big pork shoulder on, and then I put another one on, and then I did a bunch of stuff yesterday. So had a few friends over. We had a great time, and my son and I are sitting there like 2 hours after the game, just sitting there in front of the TV, just like, and he was like, Dad, I can't sleep. And I was like, I know. I'm like a little kid. I think I fell asleep around 3 o'clock. Honestly, I was that excited, you know? And here's the thing, like, Lindsey, you talked about this. Like, for me, I really believe this team's going to go 11-6 and win the division. I do. I've said it 100 times here. I've said it on the radio show. I've said it on Twitter. But we have to see it. It's one thing to believe it. You have to see it manifest itself. And we saw it manifest itself yesterday, you know, and I can't stress this enough. This is a positive to me. When you go win games, when you weren't at your best, and anybody that's watched this team, especially down the stretch with all the winning last year, we know they're capable of playing better. And the Lions won. Like you said, Spence, the Lions won. End of story.
Moral of the story.
Yep.
Well, the thing about it, man, I hope this builds some faith in the fan base. Like this, hopefully this builds a little more faith that, you know, hey, although we haven't seen evidence that our team can get there, possibility of getting there, we've seen enough. We've seen enough players that we've signed, rookies that we've drafted, acquisitions that we've made. We see enough that, man, we are as good as anybody in the NFL.
Why not?
Yeah. So if this doesn't show the fan base that, then I don't know what to say. Don't come around me talking about if they mess around and have a hell of a run and whatever, don't come to me saying, Lindsey, I knew it. No, you didn't. You didn't know a damn thing. Because you didn't stand up in the beginning and say Say it with your chest.
Yeah. Yep.
We are the Lions.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, we're the Lions. I want to hear you say it with your chest. Right, Spinny?
Yeah.
You know what, Lindsey? You know what's cool? I've been fortunate the last few weeks to talk to a lot of former Lions, and I do a radio show with Lomas Brown, and we had Mark Spindler on, who was part of some of those Lion glory teams, and of course his kid plays at Notre Dame now, Rocco. And I talked to Robert Porcher, and I was talking to Robert. It is so great to hear these old school guys getting excited about the team, too.
Right.
They know football. Lindsey,
Yes.
you know basketball,
Right,
okay?
right.
You can see things like, I don't care what anybody says, Lindsey can see basketball better than any of us can see, okay? Period, end of story. And the same thing with these football guys. And talking to these old school guys, they're going, man, this is fun. I wish I was a part of this. I would love to play for Coach Campbell. I would love to be a part of what's going on right now. And you can't fake that shit. You can't do it. And hearing these guys, and Robert's out. He's having a tailgate party last night down in Eastern Market. And I mean, there's things going on all around town. This is how I've watched other cities live, man. And I don't give a crap. It's 1 week. It's going to continue. So you better jump on now, like Lindsey said.
You better jump on now. And obviously the Lions won, but Michigan State won too. And they're playing pretty soon. And you guys can check out Woodward Rivals, because me and Flannel Sam are going back and forth. Michigan versus Michigan State, talking crap every Thursday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Make sure you guys check it out. Woodward Rivals, live on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Now, we're back to Sean and Lindsey.
Yeah, good time. So what's the reaction? I haven't looked at the reaction.
So-
What are you getting from the people, Lindsey?
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. Cat food is still hating as usual. But this guy, Greg Wilson, Greg, I'm only here to help. Greg says, Lindsey, you were the one weeks ago that made me jump higher and say to my friends, let's go for it. You helped me get past my PTSD. Super Bowl. Anything I can do to help, Greg. I'm here to enlighten the people that it's okay to believe. It's okay. Who cares what happens after that? Be all in. What's the worst that can happen? You've already been losing for 50 years. What's the worst that could happen?
All right, that's uncalled for.
Our whittle hearts. I'm going to go back to our whittle hearts. Our whittle hearts have been broken so many times, we don't know how to deal with it.
Go ahead.
I'm not being funny, okay, to cats or anybody. I don't know what you're saying, so I'm not going to. I hope you take this in context in which I'm saying it.
Who
There
cares
was
how
a
cats takes
lot.
it?
Listen, there was a lot last night that needs to be improved upon,
Right.
okay?
Yes.
And they won.
But they still won.
What am I missing something? They won. And Dan said after the game, Dan flat out said, hey man, there's so much that we need to work on. We're going to get, he had that quote that, I retweeted. I'm sure 10,000 other people retweeted it. There's nothing better than having those teachable moments and learning lessons after W's. How many times have we? That's what I use it. Okay, Joey Blue Skies. I'm the loser that gave him that nickname. Do you know why I gave him that nickname? Because for 2 years he'd sit there after a game with the big smile on his face and go, guys, this is a learning moment. And I would scream, when does class end? When does the learning end? When do we graduate and start winning freaking games? It drove me out of my mind because you can only use teachable moments and life lessons so far. The key is to win the game, man. They won the game. If you want to pick that apart, that's on you. That's not on them. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, it drives me out of my mind.
Well, hey, I got a buddy of mine named Tad Rose, and I train his son, Aiden. And we were in the gym, and his son, Aiden, was like, hey, Dad, the Lions, we're gonna win it all this year. And his dad lit into him. Aiden, shut your pie hole. The Lions, he calls them the lie downs. The lie downs aren't gonna do anything. I've been here for 40 years and they do the same thing every year. You don't know. Shut up. And I'm sitting there and I'm in stitches laughing. But that's the typical Lion fan reaction. And I was like, that's what Tad is what everybody Lion fan has endured. And nobody, I don't know, what is it going to take for to get over that? Is this it? Is it finally having enough evidence to know that We legitimately have a squad. We have depth. We saw the speed in the secondary flying around. You know, Hutch looked like Superman out there last night. He was sideline to sideline.
He was a stud.
Like, dude was amazing, you know? So, I don't know what else it takes. I don't know if, you know, I don't know, man.
I think, you know what's interesting? I think what happens in a scenario like this is a lot of those guys are going to end up moving the goalpost each milestone the Lions make. Okay, you're never going to make them happy until the Lions win a Super Bowl. I'm serious.
Right.
You know, the Lions could go 11-6 this year, which I think they're going to do. They could host a home playoff game. They could win a home playoff game, and then the next week, let's play a game and pretend they go to San Francisco. And San Francisco's defense tightens, and they knock off the Lions 24-21. Okay. Nothing to hang your head about. No. Yeah, we all want more, but nothing to... You know what people will say? They'll say same old Lions. And I'll go, well, wait a second. They won the division. They won a playoff game. They won a playoff game at home. What the frick are you talking about? That is not the same old Lions. But that's what's going to... People are going to keep moving. Seriously, they're going to move the goalposts. And until the Lions win a Super Bowl, that's the only way that people can't move... Well, yeah... They went to the Super Bowl, but they embarrassed themselves. You know as well as people are going to say dumb shit like that. So the only way to shut those people up is for the Lions to go win a Super Bowl. Well, everybody else goes and wins Super Bowls. You're going to hear all that crap. You know what, dude? Chill. Go to the dispo. Enjoy the ride. Last night was fun. I have a feeling we're going to have a few more games like that along the way. Try to enjoy the ride.
Yeah, and the defense was much improved. It was beautiful to watch. And if you want a much improved defense, you just got to go to Guardian Alarm. Because Guardian Alarm obviously customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology. It's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. And let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Are you a diehard college football fan? Well, it's your lucky day. Join special WSN guests like Spencer Raxter, Flannel Sam, and more every Saturday. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Saturdays and tune in live from 8:30 to 10 a.m.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Downtown's newest sports bar is 5 Iron Golf. They have 13 TrackMan simulators, certified instructors, and more importantly, a full bar and restaurant. 5 Iron Leagues are back. Make sure you guys go check it out. It's a lot of fun. We've been down there before. We have our own league every Thursday, so come and join it with us. Use code Woodward10 for 30% off your league. This is 5irongolf.com to sign up.
You know what's funny? And I want to get to Amon in just a moment, and a point that you made in particular. So you were telling me some of the comments in here. I want to go back about 10 years ago. And Spencer, I'm sure you remember this. there was this really weird dynamic with Michigan State fans during that time, where Michigan State was dominating Michigan, okay? And one of the things that I noticed, and from many years of being in the media and having conversations with both Michigan fans and Michigan State fans, one undeniable truth overcame me. Michigan fans, good or bad, are going to tell you what they're surely going to do. They have a confidence about them because they've won so much. They have a confidence about them. And they are going to tell you this is the year it comes together for Rich Rod. He's got his guys now. It's all going to come together this year. And Brady Hoke, he was the savior. Oh, wait till these classes come in. This is what we're going to do to teams. And I don't even mean this as a shot, you know?
No.
Whereas Michigan State fans, okay, I think they're more guarded. Spencer, you'll agree with me. So I kind of came down to the conclusion. Michigan fans tell you what they're surely going to do. Michigan State fans wait to tell you what they did. Does that make sense?
Yep, makes sense.
And I think right now, the people that are detracting from the Lions, I want you to think about this from a logical standpoint, okay? I feel really good right now. I feel really good talking about what I know for a fact happened last night. I know for a fact the Detroit Lions didn't have their A game. I know for a fact there are areas of concern. I know for a fact that they can play better than they did. And I also know for a fact, and this is the most important fact, that they won the game. I know that for a fact. So you can take your arguments about what you are convinced is going to happen. You can take your arguments. I feel really good where I'm sitting because I'm speaking factually. Lindsey's speaking factually. The guys are speaking factually. I know for an undeniable fact that the Detroit Lions won, that they're capable of playing better. You can talk about what you know is going to happen down the line because your crystal ball is never wrong. So think about that from a logical standpoint. When you're saying things like you told me, well, the Niners are going to beat them by 4 touchdowns. Well, I'm so glad that your crystal ball is very, very clear this morning. Right. Just for a second, take a step back. Just for a second, take a step back and think about this from a logical standpoint. We're talking about what we know happened. You're talking about what you think is going to happen. I like my side a lot. And I like our side a lot because I think you guys agree with me. Mm-hmm. And you know what? If it happens, I'll be the first guy to say, dude, you called it. But at the same time, you know what the common courtesy would be? Hey, I guess you guys are right. They didn't play great last night and they beat the Chiefs. What's so difficult about this?
I don't know, man. People still can't, I guess they just can't get over the fact that the Lions haven't won and everybody's still sitting here waiting for something. The thing that gets me, everybody was waiting on this. Everybody was waiting on the first game, right?
Yep.
Everybody was talking about, oh, let's see how we do when we go here with the Chiefs. This is what we were waiting on, right? They go in and win. Now what? Oh, you can only play the games that are on the schedule right at that time. So now you should be celebrating a win, and it's okay to say, hey, we didn't play great. But guess what? That's what every Super Bowl team I've ever watched play. They won when they didn't play great.
Yep.
We watched the New York Giants win 2 Super Bowls. And I don't think anybody thought that they were good enough to win a Super Bowl because everybody was questioning Eli Manning. Eli just, every time he's in the huddle, he's just like, oh, golly gee, let's just go out and get a first down. You know, nobody thought that Eli Manning was a Super Bowl winning quarterback until he went out there and had magical moments.
Yep.
And they were talking about, oh, it was lucky it hit his helmet. Guess what? We can look at every Super Bowl and say there was a play that happened that shouldn't have happened, but it did. And it tipped the scales in the direction of the team that probably shouldn't have won, but they did.
Isn't it funny? I think back, I think that's such a great analogy, and I want to get to your point about Amon-Ra in just a second. In 2011, the Giants got into the playoffs on the last possible game.
Yes.
It was Sunday night. Yes. They had to beat, I think it was the Cowboys, and it was just a shit fest.
Yes.
It was a shit fest. Winner gets in the playoffs, you know, because it's not like that national television loves the Cowboys or anything. And like the Giants, Giants are getting in the playoffs. And then they went Giants. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, come on.
It was impressive to watch. It was fun to watch. Just like Woodward Nights is fun to watch with Booner and Broder. Make sure you guys check it out. The newest show, weekdays from 8 to 10. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. They're bringing all the best takes, all the hot button topics. They're going to be talking about the Lions tonight, obviously. So make sure you guys check it out. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Now back to Sean and Lindsey.
All right, I want to get into Amon-Ra for a second because I think this is where I'm going to call some of Lion Nation out a little bit, and I hope you take this in the context in which I'm saying it. If you're one of those people that come at me and say Amon-Ra is the best wide receiver in football, you're a slapdick.
Yeah.
There, okay? You
That's
are.
fair.
You're a slapdick. But wait, there's more. That kid, I will go to war with him.
Absolutely.
I want him on my team.
Absolutely.
I want him on my team in the first quarter. I want him on my team in the second quarter. At any point in time in the game, I want that guy on my team. And you know how you build Super Bowl champions? You find value like that in the fourth round. You go out and you get a guy in the fourth round that plays like a first rounder. And he does. And again, I'm Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Like, knock it off. He's not in that class, okay? But he's a different kind of wide receiver. Cooper Kupp's not in that class, okay?
Right.
But who wouldn't go to war with Cooper Kupp?
Exactly.
And I'd wait on his iffy hamstring as well. I'd go to war with a guy like that.
Right.
But you were bringing up a great point about Amon-Ra earlier.
Yeah.
Now can people hear you?
I hope. Can everybody hear me? Please let me know in the chat. But yeah, pretty much, Amon-Ra is a guy that has the work ethic that he's hungry. He wants to be one of the top 10 receivers in the league. He proves it year in and year out that he's really one of the most underrated players in the league that kind of people look over until, I'd probably say until yesterday when he scored those, I believe, 2 touchdowns. This is a guy that, like you said, I'd go to war with. I feel like Spenny would go to war with. This is a guy that he's electric whenever he has the ball. He's a stud, and like 4th round pick, plays like a top 10 receiver in the league.
Yep.
Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, for those who didn't hear me, when he didn't get drafted top 3 rounds, he went to the jugs machine. There's a viral video out there after that, the day 1 of the draft, I believe, that he was in his garage with his dad and his brother hitting the jugs machine. Like, that's just a guy you want on your team. Point blank, period.
Dirty South Wolverine makes a great comparison. He said he's a Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
And that's what he reminds you of. He reminds you of those unheralded receivers that always show up in the big moments, that people probably underestimated them, that say, they're not that good. But every time you look up, they're making unbelievable plays. And the Patriots are known for having guys like that throughout their organization and throughout their Super Bowl runs. They've had Amon-Ra guys. They've had guys that, they probably won't be the number 1 receiver in the NFL, probably won't be top 5. But like you just said, Sean, I want him on my team.
Yep.
I want him lined out wide, and I want him running routes, and we want to get the ball in his hands.
I think you brought up such a great point, like comparing like the San Antonio model, right? And San Antonio says, this is a spur, this is a spur. I think those guys looked at Amon-Ra and looked at that Detroit-sized chip on his shoulder and said, ooh, wouldn't he look good in Honolulu blue? Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you bring that giant chip with you too?
Right.
Maybe we can get a wheelbarrow to get it through customs or whatever the hell. But make sure that chip is with you. And he has used that fuel to become, in my mind, an indispensable part of this Detroit Lion team. Again, not best receiver in the league.
Right.
Nobody's going to be saying the next coming of Jerry Rice or Justin Jefferson or anything, but a piece that you need, a huge piece of the puzzle. And Lindsey, I think that's a great example. This is a guy that fits Detroit, that fits what Brad and Dan want to do perfectly.
Absolutely, man. And to see Brad Holmes high-fiving the fans in the stands and, flexing on them, and when have we seen that? Like, they're excited. So if your GM is excited, he's into it like this. I don't know what else the fans need, man. I really don't. Hey, if you busters don't believe in him now, I don't want to hear crap when they make the playoffs and they win playoff games. I don't want to hear, yeah, we knew they were going to do it. I was just waiting. No, you weren't. You were not waiting.
Let me talk to you.
There was, if you guys remember, when the Bears went to the Super Bowl under Lovie Smith, just an awful. Did anybody remember who their quarterback was? Sexy Rexy Grossman.
It was Rex Grossman. That's right.
Yeah.
Just bad.
Yeah, he was
Bad.
terrible.
But it was funny because I remember this vividly. Everybody in Chicago was kind of calling the Bears a fraud. Like, people were all over Lovie and all over the Bears.
And they got to the Super Bowl, dude.
And every week, Lovie Smith would sit in front of the media, and this is the first thing he would do. I'll never forget this. Literally, it stuck with me for 16 years. Just in total Lovie Smith deadpan, he'd go, "We're 6-2. We need to play better, but we're a 6-2 football team, and I'm just going to keep winning." And then the next week, "We're 9-3. I'm going to keep enjoying." And it was almost like telling the fans, like, "The f is wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" Yeah, there were probably people going, "Yeah, but you didn't go win the Super Bowl." They took a shit team, and that Bears team was shit. They took a shit Bears team to the Super Bowl. Another reason for me to Bears. But this is one of those things. It's like, I remember Lovie saying that, and it stuck with me. I was like, man, it'd be great to enjoy that one day. Maybe this is the year we get to enjoy something like that. Have you ever let it pop into your brain and quit comparing things that happened in the past? Put the eye test to it. Does this team look different? Like, honestly, to all the people out there that are old like you and I, Lindsey, that remember what happened when Tampa came in and beat us the last week of the year, that remember Harbaugh throwing the pass on the last play of the game to beat us, and all that stuff that hurt our little hearts, put the eye test to this team. Don't they look different? Like, honestly. Just come up. You don't even have to be honest with me. Lie to me, call me an idiot, say, "I can't believe what a slappy you've become, Baligian." Lie to me. That's fine. But deep down inside, just answer yourself. Doesn't this look different?
It does, man.
It is
I'm
different.
telling you. It's I don't know what else needs to be said or done, but, it looks totally different, man. Hey,
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's
I'll tell you what I am going to be really intrigued to see today is the flannel Mahomes service at 105.
Oh, we got.
How is he going to handle this today, right?
It's tough to watch. I have a flannel video in the chat or in the VMix that I can show you guys.
I want to see it.
I'll play it coming out of break. But first, let me tell you guys about Big Boy, because burgers are back at Big Boy. Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over Big Boy. It's
doesn't
burger
that look
time.
good?
Try the best cheeseburger or our new pretzel bacon
Yes, I'm
cheeseburger, craving
in.
chicken. Try the Dolly's chicken sandwich or turn up the heat with Bob's hot chicken sandwich. Upgrade your regular fries to chili cheese or loaded bacon
Lindsey, look at
potato
that
fries.
burger.
Save room for dessert because
I know, man.
we have a treat for you. Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake.
Oh,
Or
sweet Lord.
satisfy your sweet tooth with our funnel cake fries. Make sure you guys check out Big Boy because burgers are back.
Winners, losers, pushes and draws, over-unders, prop bets, futures and spreads. Are you sick and tired of your picks being losers? Do you want to learn how to bet like a champion? Well, Woodward Sports searched the globe for the most dangerous man with a bet slip in his hand and gave him a show. Coming soon to Woodward Sports. Tune in every weekend as we introduce the greatest gambler to ever walk the earth.
Hi, I'm Booner, and I don't lose.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
How would you like to win a 100K Vegas getaway? Take some of your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Register today at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and purchase a 24-pack to enter to win. Buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. It's for the people who look good, feel great, and want to be the best versions of themselves. Make sure you guys check out drinkcintron.com/Vegas to figure out how you can win.
Detroit Dabber, I never fucking played for the rest of the Michigan lost to DCU.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Sixes, and they have two empty possessions inside the fucking DCU goal line. Dumbass, listen to what I said.
You blame
God damn
him.
it.
You blame him about the 4th and 1 call. That the refs didn't call him down in time. You did blame him. Dabber knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Bro, and those lights.
Guys, it's true. Hey, and all it took was a viewing party with stick. Fuck, I've been trying to make that for a year. 330.
I feel so bad.
Ryan Science, I think Flair needs to get laid. I have a life! I can lay all the goddamn time! Let's go! You get laid, Ryan!
So I came in this morning and I met his mom. Is so sweet, and his sister were in here. But his mom kind of pulled me aside and she said, "Sean, can I have a word with you?" And I said, "Sure. What's wrong? You look, worried and everything." She said, "I'm worried about my son." And he was sitting on top of the desk like Buddha, and he had no shirt on, and he was going like this. "Patrick, you will be okay." And he was deep in this like Gregorian chant shit. And I said, "Mrs. Flannel," because I don't know his name, he's just Flannel. I said, "Mrs. Flannel," and she said, "Will you make sure that the shrine is up at 105 because he needs to worship extra hard today." I said, "Mrs. Flannel, we'll take care of it. Lindsey, he's the heavy lifter. He'll carry the big, bust like, Father Mahomes into the." So 105 today, a very special edition of the Mahomes worship service with Flannel.
Oh, that is great.
By the way, can I just say this? I was giggling during poor Spence's read, and that was rude of me. I want to apologize publicly, but I also want to request Bethany or Alyssa, can you come in here and do the reads? I mean, this is old Yeller shit. I mean, I'm not saying take them up back and put a gun in them, but take them up back give them some throat lozenges and bring one of the girls in to do these reads. For goodness sake.
I got a show at 5.
Oh my gosh!
So, dude, look. So one weekend, this summer, AAU games were out, and I was coaching. I'm yelling at the kids. We're all day, all weekend. I wake up Monday morning. I got to come in, and I was talking like this. Gabby, I can't. She was like, "What?" I said, "Oh yeah." She said, "What?" I text her. I have no voice.
Yeah. Dude, you know what? You went all Izzo. Because that's like Tom Izzo. There are some days and I've had to do some conversations with him, and I'm going to try my best today, Coach. Let's just call it. No, I want to come on. No, Coach, let's get. No, it's okay.
Certain coaches like Izzo, Doc Rivers, the worst.
Oh my gosh, Doc.
Yeah, we're going to come out tomorrow and the guys going to compete and we're going to play hard. I'm like, Doc, just shut up, man.
Yeah, right.
Just go coach your team because we don't want to hear that crap. Not that we don't want to hear you, Spenny. You sound good.
Which
sandpaper in your throat.
Which rookie got you excited? We touched on this earlier. It was great to watch Lion rookies. I think you and I talked about this. I could be wrong, Lindsey. I hate rookies. I don't like rookies.
Why you don't like?
Because rookies do dumb things. Like I'm Bill Parcells old school. Okay. Rookies are like little gifts that have malfunctions. And they work out those malfunctions in their first year more often than not. I'm serious, okay? Rookies, you're going to look at a rookie and you're going to go, man, this guy, oh, wow. You know, maybe he's an exception to the rule. And then they do something rookie. And playing with rookies. Like you think that this guy has it, and then all of a sudden he does something dumb, and you're like, rookie. And there's no other explanation. So rookies terrify me, all right? And I hope I'm wrong about all three of these guys. But I don't know who typed this up. And Spence, please don't speak. Just shake your head, yes or no, okay? But he wrote, Brian Branch is him. He's shaking his head yes, okay? He's shaking. I don't want him to talk. That is a great way to put it. Brian Branch is him. And I liked what I saw out of all those guys, okay? I did. I don't think you can nitpick. I don't think you can play the dumb rookie game or anything like that. I really liked what I saw out of Brian Branch. And this takes me back to something that we've been talking about for months. I am not worried about this secondary, Lindsey. I'm not. I'm not worried about the secondary.
They were flying around.
Not worried about it.
They were flying around. When you see a secondary fly around like that, and dude, how fast they were getting to the ball, I was like, oh yeah, that's different. Like, as a 49er fan, I'm used to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I know. When I see a defense that's ready, that's what you see.
Brad went out and realized that he had a porous secondary and went and signed guys and drafted guys to alleviate that problem. Now, I'm not done worried about the run defense yet. I'm going to be consistent here. That's something, quite frankly, I don't think we're talking enough about, and I would love to believe that Jack Campbell is a big fix to that issue, but that's one thing I think people forget about is the struggles against the run. I always go back to the Carolina game because I wish I could take that memory from my brain and just throw it away like an old chip or something. But listen, if this first game is any indication, all right, to all the people that were still worried about that secondary, man, I hope that your fears are at least a little bit alleviated today. You know, there's a lot of football to be played. Maybe it'll rear its ugly head. But I'll tell you what, again, this is a guy diagnosing a problem, saying this is how we're going to fix it by going out and signing multiple guys and bringing a guy like Brian Branches, who is indeed him.
He is him, and obviously there's a lot of football to be played, and there's a lot of information to bring to you, and we got it with the Lions Insider Show at Woodward Sports. Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and of course the legend Terry Foster. They're doing their own show Tuesdays from 7 to 8 a.m. and Sundays from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Make sure you check out the Lions Insider Show. Now back to Sean and Lindsey.
Bethany, seriously, in the name of humanity, can you come in and do those reads for him? Come on. He is him. He is him. It's like Whispers. Remember Whispers?
Hey, he's going to fight through it no matter what.
That's what he does.
No
man.
ACL, no meniscus.
That's what he's
strapping it on.
I'm a gamer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All he needs is a pulse.
What was and this goes out to the people, and I want to ask each one of you individually, what jumped out to you the most about yesterday? Was there any one thing in particular? Because I cheated. I already brought it up. The pass defense, like for me, it's one thing to go out and sign guys. It's one thing to go out and draft a guy like Brian Branch.
Right.
But when you see it play itself out, then you're like, okay, this isn't a hope right now. Now I have some tangible evidence that this secondary is vastly improved. And we saw it last night. It's going to be tested. It's going to be tested against Seattle. There's no doubt about that. That's another game to me, even though I do my best to separate the Lions last year into two seasons, the first half and the second half, okay? If you guys remember, okay, right around the same time of year, I think it was week 2 or week 3, Seattle did whatever they wanted to the Lions. Yeah. They came in and were absolutely unstoppable that day. That was a tough watch, okay? But for 1 week, the thing that I thought would happen, I actually saw it play itself out, manifest itself out in the field. That pass secondary, as you said, Lindsey, was flying all over the place. I needed to see it, and I saw it.
Yeah, that's another burden of proof that we have changed. Now, when we play a more aggressive running team and to kind of test our run defense. You know, I know people are going to continue to question that, but I just liked seeing the way the defense reacted to everything. I loved the activity that we saw, regardless to what the Chiefs were doing. You know, and you can say they didn't have whatever, but Patrick Mahomes did some stuff, escaped some stuff last night that normal quarterbacks don't escape. Like he did things last night that you go, man, that's why he's special. Like that's why, you know, this dude has won 2 Super Bowls. And for all the things that he was doing, the Lions stood their ground and they made plays when they had to make plays.
All right, before we go, did you want me to go to the break now, or can I ask both of you guys?
You can ask us. We got a minute.
All right.
Something that stood out to me was Jared Goff and how composed he was under the big lights. I mean, this is a guy that was going against the world champs. I mean, that's obviously no question because it happened. He was so composed. He got the ball where he needed to go. I mean, obviously he had that one turnover, or whatever happened, he had a fumble. But Jared Goff was so composed. He had such a good game, in my opinion. Kind of a guy I was keeping my eyes on all night. Another thing was the secondary. I think obviously that was something that's vastly improved since last year.
For me, it's Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yes.
He looked like he's got it.
He
looks
dude.
like he's got it. He looks like he's going to be a dude. The explosion, when he put his shoulder down on dude on the sideline, man, that got me hyped. Like, all the talk about was him finesse guy, speed guy. He's too small. He spun out of somebody and then put his shoulder into somebody else. I was like, all right, I like this kid. So I'm excited to see what Jahmyr Gibbs can do. And, you know, defenders coming at him on the sideline, they're going to need some insurance. And if you need some insurance, all you got to do is go to Swiss Insurance. Do you have football on the brain? Fall ushers in college and professional football, and this year is going to be awesome. Fall is also a perfect time to shop for your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you too. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today. It's SwissINS.com or call 248-800-4177. That's 248-800-4177. It's Swiss Insurance.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
The best place to get your merch, especially for this Lions season, is woodwardsports.com/shop. You got the meat missile. You got free JMO. You got everything you would ever need in the Woodward Sports store. So make sure you guys go check it out. It's woodwardsports.com/shop. Now back to Sean and Lindsay.
Can we get some like flannel Mahomes, Church of Mahomes merch out there?
Yeah. Be amazing.
Flannel just told me in the back, he said, I said 10 Hail Mahomes and I felt better. So
That's fair.
if you were in mourning today, he's got your back. Flannel will be here at 1:05 with the Mahomes worship service.
That is so
All
funny.
right. Okay, so we celebrated. We got all the giddiness out of us and everything. What does a win like this mean moving forward? And there's no better person to answer this question than him. He's been in a professional locker room. And when I say him, I'm not talking about Brian Branch. We already established that he is him. Is that how you said it?
Hey, that's what the young guys say.
Okay, he is him. him is Lindsey Hunter, who's been in championship locker rooms. Lindsey, so much is made, usually media and fans, of the impact of, those kind of big moments, okay?
Right.
And, we're not in the locker room. We don't know how you guys react. Is this something that really is a catalyst to take them to the next level? Or do we make too much about that stuff? You guys, hey, I got a job. We're looking at 1 week at a time and everything. Is this something that is fuel for these guys?
Most definitely. Now, they're going to say the right things, and they're going to be like, hey, business as usual. We're taking it 1 week at a time. You're going to hear all those catchphrases that, athletes use. But trust me, in that locker room, you saw Brad Holmes, how excited he was on the sideline. Don't think that they're in that not in the locker room, or when they get back to practice, feeling like, hey, we could beat anybody. Like, we could beat anybody. Like, no, that they're gonna feel that way. There won't be like a, it's just business. No, they're gonna say all the right things, but deep down inside, these dudes are like, we can beat anybody.
Let him cook.
Because I remember when the first time we matched up against the Lakers in the regular season. And we played them, and we were like, they're not that good. We said that. We were like, they're not that good. And so when push came to shove and it was time to line up, everybody in the world was like, oh, Lakers in 5. Pistons may get 1. And we were laughing like, these slapdicks are talking to. And we were talking about sweeping them.
Yeah.
We were like, man, we're sweeping these dudes. They don't even. And when we came out and we really played them, and we beat them game 1. Kobe came out and had an unbelievable
miracle shot
and tied and sent it to overtime, and they beat us. We still came home because Larry Brown was nervous. Larry Brown got on the plane and he was like, and we looking at him like, because we, and what was so great about us, we talked about it for like 2 minutes. We said, well, we should have did this, that, and we blew it off like, all right, over with. Hey, let's go finish him.
Yeah.
And we put our boom box on and we partied till we got back to Detroit, and we came out and beat the crap out of them.
I'm watching, we have screens up here, and I'm watching the beginning of the Herd Show, which is something I never watch, but we have it on the screen up here. And it's funny because, like, the headline is, Detroit hands Patrick Mahomes his first ever Week 1 loss. Shocked Dan Campbell's team pulled off the upset at Arrowhead, ?
I'm a machine.
What, can I, and I'm not being funny, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you be shocked if you've been paying attention to what's been happening with this team for the past 9 months?
Because the only reason people are shocked is because they didn't expect it.
Yeah.
Regardless of what has, I'm telling you, after the Lions had that run at the end of the year, and we went into the summer, and it was a bunch of buildup. Everybody was excited at the end of the season. And I'm talking about people were talking crazy, like, And then as it got closer to the season, things tapered off a little bit. People kind of backed off of what their initial stance was. And when we found out, hey, Chiefs game 1, people were like, I don't care if we go in and beat the Chiefs or not. I just want to do this. People were afraid to say, man, let's be confident. Hell, we can beat anybody. And I think this team believes that.
Yeah.
This team believes, and you can see it. They believe it.
Oh, you saw it last night. We can talk about it till we're blue in the face.
Right.
We saw it last night.
Yeah, we saw it last night. We saw it live on the Woodward Sports live stream watch party. And we're going to be doing that all year. So make sure you guys come in, have fun with us, because it's Michigan, it's Michigan State, it's the Lions, it's the live stream watch party. We're going to be doing it all year. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So make sure you guys check it out. So much fun yesterday, and it's only going to get better. Now back to Sean and Lindsey.
Did you ever see Braveheart? I'm showing my age, but the movie's a classic. You ever see Braveheart?
Oh, yeah.
I love. You don't like Braveheart?
Never seen it.
Okay.
Braveheart's a
I'm
great
a big movie. I love movies
for
the
younger kid. Like, if you see Braveheart,
I've never seen it.
Okay,
What?
see the
No,
younger
dude,
generation.
I'm young.
But there, the famous scene where William Wallace is getting tortured and they're doing unspeakable things
they're
to him
ripping
and
his
everything.
guts out.
And finally, like, even the people who were just minutes before were screaming for blood and everything, you start to see how much he's taken, and like all of a sudden you hear people yelling, "Mercy, mercy!" Every time poor Spence opens his mouth, I envision those people in that scene in Braveheart, like sitting back going, "Mercy! Somebody else speak mercy!"
I just need some tea. I just need some tea.
I just need some tea.
Can of corn, I'll be fine.
Tea's the fix-all, isn't it? Tea, don't worry about it. Get me some tea. Everything's going to be okay.
Hey, you know the guy I was telling you about, my buddy Tad?
What do you have to say? Did he come correct?
He didn't know. He's I agree with your assessment of their play. My view, very impressive overall for a skeptical fan. Very composed defense. Stretch the offense that has potential to make big plays. So Tad is still on. Tad, you're on the fence, buddy. Get off the fence.
Can I? You know what? Tad, if you're still watching, okay. And what do the Lions need to do for you to buy in? Because I get it, man. I'm 53. I've seen everything. Okay, I've heard it from my grandpa. I've heard it from my father. I'm not joking. My grandfather and father became people that just didn't like the Lions anymore. I can't. I never was that guy. I'm never going to become that guy. Just because you've been this, and this forever doesn't mean you always have to be that way. You get the right people in place. Golden State Warriors were a woebegone, useless franchise, and they got the right people in place, and then they became the gold standard. I know that people don't like to hear this, but in this town, guys, I'm old enough. I remember the Dead Wings. I remember the Dead Wings. They were an awful franchise. They got the right people in place. They became the gold standard. So there are always examples of teams getting the right people in place and playing the long game. I know nobody wanted to hear it in 2001 when Joy Bell and I were saying, guys, they aren't going to probably be pretty good for a couple of years. Take a step back and look at what Brad's doing. Right. Brad is looking past 2021. He's looking past 2022. He's looking at 2023 and those 2 first-round draft choices that he got with the Rams and trying to build through the draft. So to Tad, right?
Tad, yeah.
Tad, if I can just personalize it to you,
yeah,
can
Tad.
you let your boy Lindsey know? Like, what do the Lions need to do for you to drop all the scar tissue that is accumulated in your lifetime? Like, what will it take? Is there anything they can do during the course of the season? Or do you have to wait until, like, I don't know, week 15 when the Lions are sitting there at, I don't know, 10-5, whatever the case may be, and you go, okay, it's legitimate now. So Lindsey, seriously, I'm intrigued to the people out there. What do they need to do? Because listen, for me, I'm not going to blame you. I don't blame you. We've seen way too much trauma in our life. Okay, I mean, we really have. This franchise has put us through the ringer. But if I like what I see, I'm going to tell you I like what I see. Not that I don't like what I see. And that's like, honestly, I like what I see. I think it's going to end up here. I do. I really do. I think it's going to end up here. But we'll see. Did he get back to you?
Yeah, man. He's such.
Oh, boy.
I
don't think this is going to be good.
This is why we're good friends, because he's a piece of work and I'm a piece of work.
Right.
So we're good. He's talking about, be better than Wayne Fontz's team. Give me a break.
Okay.
That's what he said.
You know what? That's fair. That's you know what? Fine. But here's a question. All right, if they are better, if they win the division like Wayne did, if they win, dare I say, a couple games, I think they're going to the NFC Championship. I really do.
I do too.
I think.
I do too.
I don't think they're there yet to win the NFC. I don't. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you can all yell at me at the end of the year and go, "You hater! You didn't believe." Honestly, I would love nothing more than for all of that to happen. But I think the Lions are going to the NFC Championship.
I'm going to be honest with you. What I saw last night, as a 49er fan, scares me.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Watching how physical,
I love to hear that. That
how
makes me
physical
happy.
they are, and how complete they look. That scares me, because in order to beat, like, teams that beat the 49ers normally, I mean, just because of the fluke last year, our quarterback got hurt. But teams that give us problems are teams that can fly around everywhere because we have weapons everywhere. And if you can kind of fly around and you're not going to stop, McCaffrey, you're not going to stop Debo Samuels, you're not going to stop those guys. But if you can limit those guys, then you give us problems.
You had the look, Parker, just like me. I love hearing that stuff. I do. I love hearing that stuff. That it's like, damn, that's a great compliment. You hear that stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, 49ers are said to be one of the best teams in the NFC year in and year out. And to hear from a fan of the 49ers that Lions are someone to look out for. That's good to hear, especially being in a team like the Chiefs, who coming in this season were probably the best team in the league. Well, we thought.
It's definitely good to hear, just like the compliments you get after you hit Planet Fitness, because Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone, where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. The gym that has always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever. Full body workout in 30 minutes on a 30-minute circuit. All memberships include fitness training. You get all of that for $10 a month, or you can upgrade to the Black Card for $24.99 and get use of all the amenities. Planet Fitness. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Come hang with the Woodward Sports Crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays. Join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown Detroit Lions!
With money on the line. Featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Calling all landscapers, how would you like to landscape like a legend? Register for your chance for 4-time Stanley Cup winner Darren McCarty to work for your crew for a day. That's right, Darren McCarty on your zero-turn, weed whipping, and edging for your favorite clients. Sign up today at OutdoorEquipCode.com. That's OutdoorEquipCode.com. Now back to Sean and Lindsey.
Hi, my name is Sean Baligian, and I'm in recovery. A lot of other people are in recovery.
Congratulations.
No, I'm in recovery not only from being scarred by the Lions, but Lindsey, I am a recovering stataholic. I really am.
Yeah.
I'm a recovering stataholic. I used to be one of those people that stats tell the story, stats don't lie, etc., etc. And I use as an example the impact that Ndamukong Suh had on the Detroit Lions and had on a game, okay? When I would hear people say in Ndamukong Suh's second and third year, man, what happened to the sack total? Man, what I would go, are you watching the same thing that I'm watching, man?
Right.
I mean, the disruption that human being caused, doubled and tripled team constantly. Like, that opened up so many things. Uncle Cliffy Averill was certainly a benefactor of it. And last night, I think we saw a little bit of that because, again, please, Spence, don't speak. Spence put on the sheet today. Hutch was everywhere, but didn't show up in a stat sheet. So maybe you're one of those guys. You had to be up early. You didn't stay up and watch a whole game. Maybe you didn't see any of it, and you were looking through the stat line today, and you're saying to yourself, "Man, where was Hutch? Hutch was everywhere."
Dude, that dude was.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh Pete.
He had more hits on the quarterback than anybody.
Career high
And
pressures.
I don't recall how many tackles he actually had, but I think he was up, probably one of our top tacklers as well. And he just dominates the field, man. I got to give me a primetime reference. It's like when Deion Sanders was playing D-back. What did they used to say? Oh, cut that side of the field off. You play over here. And nothing ever happened over there. He was over there like, hey, man, I'm just hanging out. And you may not have seen him get an interception or anything that game because he did get interceptions. But he cut that field off, and it was boring over there. And you may not see him, though. Deion didn't do anything today. He didn't make any tackles. Well, nobody throws his way, buddy.
Yep.
He was getting held a lot, too.
Right.
Nick
man, they missed some holding calls.
Were crazy.
They missed some holding
false
calls
starts
last night.
and the
It was terrible.
holding, it was incredible. And I'm so glad that we don't have to be little bitches and talk about that today because the Lions won. Because normally that's what we do after the game. Can you believe all the holding they got away with? There were 57 false starts, and we don't have to talk about that stuff. That it's beautiful. I want to go back to what you said because people, especially for the younger generation, you just know him as Coach Prime and everything. What Deion Sanders did on the football field was so the other cornerback, Kevin Smith, would get interception after interception after interception. Larry Brown, not his Larry Brown, Larry Brown won a Super Bowl MVP and got a monster contract from the Raiders based on what Deion Sanders' impact on the field was. That's a true story, man. Super Bowl 30 MVP. Neil O'Donnell throws 2 passes to him.
Right to him.
I mean, literally right to him.
Did they
because
ever check,
Deion's over there.
Did they ever check Neil O'Donnell's bank account after that?
I know, that's really, man. If you don't believe, go back and look that stuff up. I mean, he 2 right in the number interceptions to Larry Brown to put the game away for the Cowboys. But
I'll tell you what, primetime
here's whispers.
Was the man at Florida State, and now he is the man in Colorado. Coach Prime making things happen. And if you love college football, you can check it out on Woodward Sports for the love of college football live Saturdays from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Myself, Easy, Flannel, Stick, everybody loves college football, so make sure you come check it out for the love of college football. Now back to Lindsey and Sean.
Quick timeout just for a second. Can we just for a second talk about Coach Prime?
It's amazing.
All right, just for a second. And I want to throw this at you because I mean, you guys are all smart enough to figure this out. Every 5-star athlete in the country was watching that on Saturday, and watching the hype about it, watching into Sunday and into Monday and all this week, the hype about it. Every 5-star athlete in this country wants to go to Colorado and play football right now.
They'll be a
You better
top
believe
15 ranked team by the
And
end
here's
of
the
the
thing, and I want you guys to just look at his staff. Look at the guys he hired. Dude, his staff is unbelievable. Like, he went out, like Deion, he's flamboyant, he does his own way, and I love that about him. But that dude goes out and gets the best people that he possibly can get to help him get it done. And they're getting it done. They're getting it done like I don't think anybody nobody did, because we hear the pundits. Everybody was saying, oh, Colorado, they're going to get killed by TCU. What do? And I'm going to tell you, Shador, his son, so when I saw him play when he was at Jackson State as a freshman, I was like, okay, he's a pro. I was like, he's a pro. I said, dude is a
baller.
Dude, he is a pro. He understands. Once again, I got to give Coach Prime his credit. Who does he have mentoring his son?
Tom Brady.
All right.
And
sounds good.
After 500 plus yards, all the touchdowns, Tom Brady texted him, said, "Don't be satisfied."
Yep.
Right, dude.
Don't be satisfied.
Dude,
it's crazy.
If my son played football, that's what I'm doing.
Yep.
I'm getting the best. Whoever the best is at that position, hey, this is who's gonna mentor you, because I don't know a damn thing about football like you know what I'm saying?
Sean, Lindsey, I was watching the game with my dad. Obviously, I'm an MSU fan. My dad is a Michigan fan. We were up out of our seats cheering for Colorado football to get a 4th down stop. Colorado football. You have the country watching Colorado football because of Coach Prime.
And I'm going to tell you, Travis Hunter, my little cousin.
He is a dog. Best player in football.
Dude.
Are you really related?
Not really, but
Okay,
he's a Hunter, so we claim him.
Fair enough.
Dude.
Best player in college football.
Yeah.
Dude. And so, watching him, you always go back, because I always go back and look at really good football players, because most of them play basketball. Even Patrick Mahomes. If you watch Patrick Mahomes in high school,
he can hoop.
Division I basketball player looks like.
Yeah.
And baseball.
Right, and baseball.
And
Travis Hunter. Did you ever see his basketball highlights?
Yeah, he was at a rec event at Colorado
This
the other day.
dude
That
is
man is a
unbelievable.
stud.
He's running, dunking on people, shooting threes. I was like,
Full windmills.
hey, what Deion said, he's him.
He is him.
Yeah.
He is him.
But it's just a joy to watch. And I get happy watching his son have success playing for his father, because so many people doubted it. Like, how can you just give him the quarterback position? No, this kid is a bona fide NFL quarterback. I watched Air McNair in college, and I knew right away. I was like, holy crap, Air McNair, he might be the best quarterback in the country. I don't think Shedeur is number 1 in the country.
He's up there.
He's
but
up
damn it,
there.
hey,
No
but you
doubt.
ain't telling me he ain't 2.
Yeah.
You're not telling me he ain't 2.
I'm taking him over Drake May.
Every
over
kid
Drake
in the
May for
nation,
sure.
like seriously, they want to hold their gloves together. And look, I got a cute little buffalo. You know how they hold their gloves together? Look at my little buffalo running from one hand to another. Like, honestly, just, it's like Georgia. Now all of a sudden, things have flipped, and kids want to go to Georgia. Kids still want to go to Bama. But you see the hype, and on cue, there's Coach Prime on television right now. They're having another conversation about him 6 days later. You don't think that kids around the nation are watching that and saying to themselves, man, I want to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like fun. This is a guy everybody was dogging the way he does things.
Well, the funny thing is, like, Sean, what you just said, he's doing things totally contrary to whatever. They asked him a question about, you're coming here to change the culture. He was like, culture?
Yeah.
I don't care nothing about no culture. I want good football players. I want to win.
Man brought in, 73 new players?
Yes.
He said that was Primetime has some quotes. Quotes.
To your point, Spence, college football misses Steve Spurrier. I love Steve Spurrier. Whether you like Florida, whether you like South Carolina, he had personality. He would take shots at other people. When he would go off on Phil Fulmer, I would piss myself. Well, you can't spell citrus without UT. Just needling these guys. This is a personality.
Yes.
College football needs more personality, man. And
that's
I'm all in for Coach Prime. I
Sean,
really am.
And it's good you said that, because a lot of the pundits don't like that.
I love it.
They don't like the fact that Prime goes out and calls out media personalities and asks them, do you believe now? Or people that doubted his son. I guess the offensive coordinator from TCU, his son was at a camp, a quarterback camp or something, and they ignored him like he couldn't play. And the kid came out and was like, oh yeah, I'm ready today.
When he said, I'm bringing my own baggage, and it's Louis.
And it's Louis.
Come on, man. You can't beat that. And you can't beat golfing with famous athletes. How would you like to see famous athletes like Jim Harbaugh, Braylon Edwards, Darren McCarty, and other people golf? Sounds great, right? Well, how would you like to golf with them? You can do that thanks to Randy Wise Automotive and Woodward Sports. It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Make the wise choice and pay attention to Woodward Sports. For more info, we got episodes dropping. It's a lot of fun. Make sure you guys go check it out. It's the Randy Wise Automotive Celebrity Golf Tour.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Have you ever argued with your little brother? How about some random guy you're stuck in a room with for an hour? Flannel Sam and Spencer Raxter are at each other's throats. One Spartan alumni and one Walmart Wolverine are locked in a room with nowhere to hide. You're welcome. Whether Whether it's go blue or go green, you can go to woodwardsports.com for all the action. Coming soon to a device near you.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Just in time for football season, Glorious Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-rolled called Honolulu Blue, and you're going to want to check it out after that win. It smells so good. It's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. Kind of an unneeded shot, but that's all right. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you are missing out. So smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off or online at www.gloriouscanna.com. Now here's Lindsey and Sean.
You know, if you were joining us like an hour ago, we kind of had this conversation. You know, I shared an exchange that I had with a disgruntled Chiefs fan, and it made me giggle. And I openly told him, like, dude, I know what you're saying because I've said it 1,000 times. But a friend of the show actually, maybe he wasn't listening at that point in time. He just did the same thing, didn't he?
He did. And he just told me we had a lucky game. Oh, it's a lucky game. Shut up, Chris.
His name is Chris?
Yeah, his name is Chris. He said, oh, it was a lucky game. No, you want to know what's crazy? Was it a lucky game? You had a guy going false start in every single snap. You had holding calls. No call. What happened? Luck on us. I don't know.
Hey, Chris, it feels good to hear somebody else being a bitch. I've been that bitch too many times in my life, man. I have. I've played that game, woulda, coulda, shoulda after the game. You know what's got to suck for you, Chris? And this isn't going to make you feel better, because I'm not here to make you feel better, okay? But you need to hear this. Lions didn't even play well.
Nope.
And they beat you.
Nope.
Well, hey, look, Chris, we know your butt hurt. Go get you some hemorrhoid cream, calm that down, and take it like a man.
You know what's also crazy?
Y'all lost.
Yesterday.
Take your L. You can call your L losing or luck. Whichever one you choose, you take it.
Yesterday.
Do you know how many times in my life, forget about like doing post-game shows and things like that, how many times in my life I had to sit there after the game and play woulda, coulda, shoulda, and our quarterback had the ball, and can you believe it? All they did was go backwards. The game's on the line, and you have the best quarterback in the game, and all we did was go backwards. I've been there, done that. I like this side so much better. I think you're going to be okay. I do. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be okay.
He's also a Cowgirls fan.
But you know what? I'm never, ever, ever going to apologize for a win. Never.
Right.
Whether it's in Kansas City, whether it's in Timbuktu, whether it's at Ford Field. I don't give it. I'm never going to apologize for a win.
Right.
And the beauty is, we all know they're capable of so much more.
Yes.
That's the beauty of all of it.
And that's why when people say, well, Kansas City didn't have, Chris Jones and they didn't have Travis Kelce. Well, the Lions played subpar. Mm-hmm. So I'm not backing down. If both teams playing at their best, I'm not so sure they still don't beat the Lions.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
So, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Chris.
Chris. So we haven't Chris. We haven't talked about it all show. I think there's a reason we kind of wanted to hold on to it. And again, just one man's opinion. Dan Campbell gets so much love and credit, and all of it's deserved. I think sometimes maybe Brad needs a little bit more loving because he's so busy in the kitchen. But what Dan Campbell did on that fake punt was awesome. And it's part of the reason why I didn't know about Dan Campbell. the first year and a half. I'm going to tell you point blank. I didn't know about
I felt
Dan
bad
Campbell.
for him that first. Remember when he was crying?
Yeah.
I
I didn't know about Dan Campbell.
I felt so bad for him. I was like, man, what is he crying? It's going to be okay. It's early. Like, dude.
Yeah.
Lindsey, you know this better than anybody. When you have a coach who fully believes in you and isn't afraid to make calls like that because he believes that you're going to make the play,
right?
Guys want to play for that guy. They want to go to war for that guy to prove him right, and that was by far the best drive of the game, obviously. And you saw the team react after that. Like, it was funny because I don't know if you guys did the same thing I did. I was surprised they did it, but then like a second later I go, well, why would I be surprised?
Right.
I mean, we've watched the Lions and Dan Campbell the last couple of years. Am I really surprised they did that? It's awesome. It's great to see.
And what message that sends to the team is, hey guys, we're not here just to play. We're here to win. Like I'm throwing whatever I can at them. We're here to win. We're not here just to compete. We're not here to say, hey, we played a great game against KC. No. We're here to kick their ass. And we're going to do whatever we can to do that. And he showed that.
We were here to win, and they did win. And, you know, somebody else who wins a lot is Booner on Woodward Bets. So make sure you guys check it out, because Booner is locking in for all the football season, Saturdays at 11 a.m. and Sundays at 11:30. Check it out. Woodward Bets is back, hosted by our guy Booner. Check it out. Now back to Sean and Lindsey.
Can you pull that up for a second? I want to see that picture of Booner again. Can I look at it? Doesn't Booner look like that guy who's like trying to tag along with Coach Prime? That's right, homies. The mean streets of Boulder. We're going to show you these buffaloes mean business.
The mean streets of Boulder.
I don't know if you know. So for years, I've made this joke on the radio about the mean streets of Livonia. Because back in the Vanilla Ice era, you remember the Vanilla Ice era? Yes. All these kids in like suburban Lily White Livonia are all of a sudden like this going, yo, you don't know what I went through. And I'm like, knock it off. You're from Livonia. Stop it. Like, you didn't get pizza one night? You had to buy cheeseburgers instead of getting a pizza one night? Hey, don't talk to me about your thug life. Boners like that, or what a booner, whatever. Hey, homie, please put up that picture again. I don't know the dude, so don't take disrespect.
Booner's a great guy.
That's right, Coach Prime. We're going to get those suckers. Notice how I said it with an A? What are you doing, man?
Yo, what's the movie?
Notice how I said it with an A.
There was a movie like that. What was the movie?
Malibu's Most Wanted.
What is
Malibu's Most Wanted?
Yes, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's so funny.
Poor
Fantastic movie.
He's like, you got the Flavor Flav clock. We Buffaloes know what time it is. Knock it off. Look at you, man.
Hey, that's so funny.
Where'd you have brunch this morning in Rochester? Like, knock it off. This poor kid's going to hate my guts. I don't even know him, dude.
Okay.
I'll check out the show, all right?
He's a great kid.
All right,
okay.
please, don't be mad at me.
Great kid. He's older than you, Ritz. You can't call him a great kid.
Put that picture up again, please. Will you look at that. Please, just one more. That's right. Look at him.
How to Survive in Bloomfield.
Malibu's Most Wanted.
That's right. I was in NWA. Recognize. What the
That's wild.
That's so classic.
Oh, man.
All right. Yeah, we're having a good time this morning.
Yeah. It's a Victory Friday.
Lions put us all in a good mood. That was, especially national television, man.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. That, again, having like the national people talk you up. I know I've said this once. Hearing Pat Summerall say, John, I think we're looking at the two teams from the 90s. That like, I was literally sitting there going, wow. Freaking Pat Summerall, legend, is talking that way about my Lions. Yeah. And obviously it didn't come to fruition. The Cowboys go win 3 Super Bowls. The Lions didn't win another playoff game. But, man, getting some of the national love right now, it is... It's weird. It is. It's like bizarre
you know what?
world.
It's funny you say it's weird because it's like the fans don't know how to take this. A lot of fans don't
100%.
Yeah, don't understand like being talked about on every national outlet now. The Lions, they've been talked about, and it started buzzing this summer, right? It started buzzing this summer. Now everybody's talking about them, and now they are fulfilling what we all suspected they were: a good football team. They are who we thought they were.
They are who we thought they were.
We have all those buddies, and I have a friend who gives me the business, but he does it in a nice way. He always says to me, why do you put yourself through this? Like at some point in time during so many Lion seasons of years gone by, he'll say to me, why do you put yourself through this? Because, I told you years ago I was doing the post game. My day would start with television, and then I was doing the post game show, and I would come home from work in a rotten mood. And my little kids would look at me and go, "Oh no, Dad's home," and then they'd go scurry. They don't want to be around Dad because Dad's in a crabby mood. So I said, I can't do that anymore.
Right.
I just can't. I can't let them affect my life. But my one friend, Mike, thanks for watching. Literally just texted me, and he said to me, they didn't play well. There's plenty to clean up.
Yes.
They won the game.
There you go.
And it's like, yes. Where's the downside in that? Because again, how many times have we sat there beating ourselves up and Spencer loses his voice only to watch Patrick Mahomes throw a 22-yard dart on a 4th and 20, kick a field goal, and you're going, I did all this and lost my voice for that? That was my payoff? So, to your point, Lindsey, guys, sit back and enjoy it.
Yeah,
that was a win against the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday night on national television, where I watched the Chiefs implode. I watched the Chiefs make bad penalties. I watched the Chiefs make drops. I watched the Chiefs and the best quarterback in football gag at the end.
Right. And
where's the downside?
There isn't a Spinny. What was Flannel saying about Mahomes when this whole thing was going down?
He was oddly quiet. Strangely, he was quiet.
His so-called proclaimed GOAT.
I'll tell you what, every time they zoomed in on Patrick Mahomes and they looked right in his face, it was, damn, I wish I had Travis Kelce. That's what his face was screaming to me.
Of course.
I found myself doing the Patrick Mahomes voice every time they did it. Man, these guys suck. I can't believe I'm throwing to these shitheads. That damn, it's like Mickey Mouse. It's like Mickey Mouse before he hit puberty or something is his voice. It's incredible.
Dude, some of those passes that hit those guys' hands, I was like, yo, this dude, because he was putting it on the money. He was, even the interception. The interception went.
I was so mad at Marvin at one point in time, right? Let's get it off our chest.
Yeah,
I was
so,
and then I watched Tony, and I was like, maybe Marvin's not so bad.
You're not wrong.
Maybe, perhaps it's like what's it? Thanos. Perhaps I was too hard on you, little one.
Literally. But the thing about it, man. Those guys probably were having great practices, catching, everything he was throwing. But it's different when that pressure is on you.
No doubt.
It's different. It hits different. Just like the Lions win, it's different. And because the Lions didn't lose, I don't need this today. But if they do lose, I'm probably going to need it. And that is SMA, or the Sports Marketing Agency. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. So if you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com and get the help you deserve.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
The Academy of Warren is back with a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house that has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field that can be used for 7-on-7 football. Academy of Warren also has K-8 learning that features AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and K-8 athletics. So make sure you go to the Academy of Warren because they are now accepting new enrollment. All you got to do is go to academyofwarren.net. Now here's Sean and Lindsay.
All right, so I have a question for all of you guys, not only the guys here, but for you guys as well. If you could, and we'll read some of these in the chat. Lindsay has it up. If we were right now, today, September 8th, if I was to ask you, give me your power rankings just specifically in the NFC right now, okay? Just specifically in the NFC. And instead of, I'm not going to ask you to do 1 through 8 or whatever, okay? Give me your top 3 in the NFC, legitimately right now, in order. Would the Detroit Lions make your top 3?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I think it's still Eagles, Niners, Lions.
Exact order. Same thing. No disrespect to you. I'm going to put San Francisco number 2, but Eagles, Niners, Lions. Same order for you?
No,
I think it's going to be Niners, Lions, Eagles. I think the Eagles had they lost a couple people in free agency. Javon Hargraves, he went to the Niners. That is a huge upgrade for them. I think losing a lot of people for the Eagles really hurt them, so I'm putting the Lions over them.
Okay. All right.
I agree with you. For once. I agree with you.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Surprise.
Yeah, I got Niners.
Yeah.
I got Niners. I think it's a coin flip with the Eagles and the Lions, which is, you'll take that.
I won't argue with it. Yeah.
That's a coin flip. So I got those 3 teams.
No, honestly, it was funny. I forget who I was talking to. One of the national guys, and he was talking about the NFC being so top heavy.
Yeah.
And okay, fair enough, right? Mm-hmm. The Lions are on that top heavy part, right?
It's nice to hear.
Right? Aren't they? They're on the top heavy part because you have the teams like, look, Dallas is going to Dallas. We know that. You don't know how it's going to happen. Dallas is going to. There's going to be something. Okay. Dallas will Dallas. All right.
Yep.
I'm not that into the Giants. I think Washington intrigues me, but am I going to say, "Ooh, look out for the Commanders"? Or
no?
What about the Seahawks?
But I don't think it's top heavy for sure. The top, we have elite teams, but it's not bad going down because teams are getting better.
New Orleans is going to be better.
Yes.
I'm convinced. I think Carolina is going to be pretty damn good. I really do. I really do.
You got Seattle. Seattle's
going
to be good.
Yeah.
The Rams. I don't think the Rams are going to be as bad as they were last year.
Can I say this? How long is Cooper Kupp out? Because I'm not joking when I say this, and you can do this at home. Look at their receiving core right now. Now that Cooper Kupp's out, there is not a worse receiving core in the
Tutu Atwell.
Like honestly, there is not a worse receiving core in the entire National Football League right now than what Matthew Stafford has at his disposal. That receiving core is pure garbage. So like honestly, and to the people out there, all right, like the Lions belong in the top 3, right?
Yeah.
And we're not being slapdicks by saying it. Like, I just like to check myself. Seriously, I do. I want to. If I'm being a slappy, man, call me out, because I think this goes back to something I've always done, because I've heard both of it in my hater and oh my gosh, I can't believe what a homer you are. It's pretty simple. If a team plays well, you know what you do? You say they play well.
Right.
It's not that difficult, right? If a team is struggling, I'm not going to sit there and go, hey, man, look at the bright side. No, they're struggling. You're 4-12. What do you want me to say about a 4-12 football team?
Look at the bright side.
Speaking of Homer.
All right, way to go.
Did you hear what Ryan Ermanni said?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Dude.
Oh, yeah, about the quarterback?
Yeah, he said J.J. McCarthy is going to be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft.
Bruh.
Braylon was looking at him like he was crazy.
Then he said he's going. Oh yeah, he's going to be there for the Heisman.
He's going to be in New York, and he's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft.
He was confident.
Look at Sean.
I love Ryan. I've had these conversations with Ryan for years. You guys don't even know the half of it. Ryan, we used to make bets. Ryan and I. We didn't use money. We used coney dogs.
Oh yeah.
And we would have coney bets. And one time I think it was the Michigan State game in 2011. We bet 100 conies on it, and he took it even. And you know what? God bless the kid. He paid.
Yeah.
Now he didn't bring in 100 conies at once, but he brought them in like 30 increments. Like here's 30 conies, here's 30 conies, and then the last day there were only 10 conies, which kind of sucked. I got to be honest with you. But it was like, hey man, do you want 4 conies? Here you go. Thank Ryan for me when you see him. God bless him. He loves his Wolverines.
Yeah, but come on, man. That's not. Yeah, that's.
Can we talk about JJ though? Yeah, JJ's a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback, but he's
a good quarterback.
He's nowhere near that kid in USC.
Not.
You watch that kid in USC?
Absolutely not.
I just watched it because everybody was talking about him. The kid throws darts.
It's incredible.
He was running out of bounds. They were chasing him, and he threw a dart downfield to a kid over his shoulder in stride. I was like, holy. No, he's
going to be special.
Yes. By far the best.
That was. Trust me, there are some times. Is sorry to go douchey on you. There are some times when I put in my Heisman vote that even 5 minutes after I press send, I'm like, did I get it right?
Yeah.
No buyer's remorse with that one last year, man. When I sent that email in, I was like, that best player in college football. Now I think USC's a fraud.
Yeah,
let me get that out of the way.
That
defense is awful. Okay,
right.
Because when you have a team like that, like seriously, where if your offense screws up just one time, a guy gets the ball popped loose, Caleb makes a rare bad throw, you gasp, have to punt. I'm shitting my pants on the offensive side, going, oh my gosh, our defense has to get a stop. That defense can't stop anybody.
No.
So I think USC's an absolute. Okay, Michael Penix?
Yeah.
What's Michael Penix going to do to USC?
He's going to torch USC.
Torch him.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
He's a dog.
And, Sean, I know you're with me on this one. Michigan fans in the chat. This is why I can't deal with Michigan fans. This is why I can't do Michigan fans. Michigan man Moose. He's not far from Caleb.
Oh.
Son Kayak.
I'm a Michigan
Keep
fan.
sleeping on JJ. It's fuel for his flair. We're not sleeping on him. We're just saying he's not better than Caleb Williams. At best, at his ceiling in the NFL draft, he's the 3rd quarterback off the board.
He's a damn good quarterback.
I like JJ.
Like,
a lot.
really, I like JJ.
So,
I wish there was a JJ up here, okay?
So let me ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
Is he better than Shedeur Sanders?
No.
There you go.
No.
I think he's better probably than Jaden Daniels. From Jaden Daniels from
Do you
LSU.
know what I would be excited about, though, honestly, if I'm a Michigan fan? If he's here now, what's his ceiling? If we can all agree, put aside whoever you root for, okay?
Yeah.
If we can all agree, JJ is a damn good quarterback, okay?
He is.
If his ceiling is here, where does the ceiling go? Like that, to me, that's what.
I remember.
Like, how good can the guy get?
I remember watching the game 2 years ago. When he got put in. I think it was the Ohio State game. He got put in for Cade, and he made a throw where he was rolling to his left, threw it off a 1 foot, 50-yard rope down the. I was like, all right, this kid's pretty good. This kid can do stuff. But Caleb Williams and Drake May are going to be the first 2 quarterbacks off the board.
Yeah. I don't think there's any debate about that. But no, I mean, and again, like you said, nobody's dogging the guy. Again, let me point to my hat. You see that hat? I would love it if he was up in East Lansing. I would absolutely love it.
I'd take him over Noah Kim. I'll tell you that.
Listen, he's probably the best quarterback in the Big Ten. I don't have any problem saying that.
Hey, Michigan man. He said JJ's better than Sanders. Stop it. Sanders beat TCU, Michigan man. How about that?
He's not better. He's not better than Shador.
No, he's not.
He's not better than Shador.
I love using this line to Michigan man or anybody else. I guess my line would be based on what? If you think he's better than Sanders, based on what? Good luck with answering that. I'm serious.
He's not better than Shador.
Good luck with answering that.
I mean, with
Shador just threw for 500.
He is a monster. Shador is a monster. Shador is gonna.
With the stuff we saw from JJ against East Carolina, obviously East Carolina is not the greatest football program of all time.
Saying it lightly.
Yeah,
they suck.
They do. I mean, it's point blank. But I was trying to put some, not trying to kill him. But I think when you talk about the ceiling on JJ, I think for sure he can be one of the better. I think he could be one of the better passers in college football. I think his ceiling's really high. We saw some flashes from him, and I think his ceiling's pretty high. I think he could be pretty good if he does pan out in the NFL. But I think we need to see more of that passing game from him because last year and the year before that, we really haven't seen that.
Son Kayak says, you are basing Sanders on one game versus a Power 5. Yeah, it was TCU. That's a good program.
Yeah. Dude, what do you want me to say? They were ranked.
They were in a national championship game last year.
Yeah, you also throw in what he did last year, man. I don't know what to tell.
JJ, he's got the talent. He's got the arm strength. But what has he shown you?
He doesn't have the proof.
On the football field. He doesn't have the tape. They don't throw
He's
the ball
a good
enough.
quarterback. Like, I take him, and I always go back, and I'm sorry to show my age again. Lindsey, you'll remember this. You'll remember him more as a basketball player. Charlie Ward was this guy. You remember Charlie Ward, the basketball player? Well, a lot of the younger people out there don't realize he was a Heisman Trophy winner, okay? And these people were, like, fawning over him.
Yes.
Like, I remember he started, it was his junior year, 92, and all you heard on these pregame shows, Charlie Ward. And I watched him play, and I was like, he's all right.
Yep, he was just all right.
He's all right. And then all of a sudden, like the next year he came out, he was the best player in college football. And that's what I'm saying about J.J. McCarthy. He's better than just all right. He's a darn good quarterback, man. I'd put him up there in the pantheon of some of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League, or excuse me, in college football. But it's what he can become that I think has me excited. Yeah. He's not there yet. He's not Sanders. He's not May. He's not Caleb. He's not there yet. He can get there, but let's talk about it when he actually does get there.
Joseph Nussbaum says, you Sparty Slappies need to keep it real. I'm a Sparty Slappy. That's my alma mater, for sure. I just kept it real. I like J.J. McCarthy. Keeping it real is saying he's not better than Shador Sanders or Caleb Williams. That is keeping it real.
Right.
Let me talk to you.
Well, Michigan fans are usually really good, and they really are good judges of their own talent.
See, we've
never run into that problem before.
A lot of people are saying that because Shador played in the SWAC last year, and they're like, well, his first Power 5. Well, I know a quarterback that played in the SWAC his entire career.
Yeah. And
he was an MVP in the NFL. I mean, doesn't matter. If you can play, my man. And I'm not mad at JJ, but he's not better than Shador. I'm sorry.
Nobody's dissing him. That's the crazy thing. And, I mean, it's
and it's also the delusion. It's the delusion that gets me. Where was it? I gotta find it.
Tate Forcier, baby. One of my favorite. If you want to know how unfortunately some Michigan fans are, look no further than Tate Forcier. I mean, people were handing him the Heisman Trophy after one flipping game, and that's real. That's where September Heisman came from. It was Tate Forcier.
Mason Leach says, J.J. McCarthy outplayed C.J. Stroud, the number 2 pick of the draft last year. Yeah, he outplayed him. C.J. Stroud had 3,600 yards and 41 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He did not play. Come on, guys. Like I said, I like J.J., but you got to be realistic. Let me tell you guys about where you can realistically get a great haircut. That is Lady Jane's. Come into Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That's right, no expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Are you a diehard college football fan? Well, it's your lucky day. Join special WSN guests like Spencer Raxter, Flannel Sam, and more every Saturday. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Saturdays and tune in live from 8:30 to 10 a.m.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Are you a diehard college football fan? Well, it's your lucky day. Join special WSN guests like Spencer Raxter, Flannel Sam, and more every Saturday. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Saturdays and tune in live from 8:30 to 10 a.m.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process are key. For that, you need Mark White and Associates. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? That is exactly what Mark White and Associates offers you. It's called the minute-by-minute listing agreement. Looking to buy or sell real estate, visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Okay, good times. Lions win. J.J. McCarthy's the best quarterback ever. There, I fixed it.
Greatest.
Ever.
Man, forget them. They know he's not.
Ever.
They just saying that because he's at Michigan. I mean, he's good, but y'all ain't talking about.
He's a damn good quarterback, man.
Yeah, all Heisman and first quarterback off the board. What board? Monopoly board? Damn sure ain't the draft board. So, I want to give a shout out to my boy Jalen Graham.
What up?
He's a linebacker for the 49ers.
What up, Doe?
From Michigan. Then he went to Cass Tech. I trained his little brother.
Oh, yeah?
So I talked to his dad yesterday, and he was like, man, what should I tell Jalen about his first game? I said, man, just, hey, just have him go out there and just knock the hell out of everybody in front of him that doesn't have the 49er uniform on.
I thought you were going to say, you know what you tell him? Get me 2 tickets. I'm flying out this weekend.
I already did that.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Look, I'm all over that. I'm like,
you got to take care of that.
Yeah, man. So I'm excited for him, man. He's excited. I have a chance to start and become one of those great 49er linebacker.
That's awesome.
Jalen Graham, man. Michigan didn't take him either. He went to Purdue because Michigan wouldn't take him. That's okay. He's at the 49ers. Man.
I think we're going to get out here a minute early because I'm worried Boner's going to show up and put a cap in my ass or something like that.
What kind of cap?
Were you dissing? It's one of those bottle cap candies. I got a cap for your ass, and he's going to flip a bottle cap at me. No, Boner! Anything but that.
Oh, man.
Poor guy.
That is funny.
All right. Listen, have a great weekend. Enjoy the college football action. A couple of 3:30 games tomorrow. Should take care of business, right? Both those games. Richmond, UNLV, whatever. I'm really intrigued for what it's worth. Alabama, Texas tomorrow is like can't miss. Okay,
Yeah.
and honestly, it's like we're gonna find out. Cue the old bit siren. Is Texas back? I think we're going to find out tomorrow. Lindsey, what do you got going on?
I just want to know who's going to be the starting quarterback for Alabama since Nick Saban doesn't want to tell anybody who's the damn starting quarterback. He tells the media, that's a distraction. You've been doing it for years.
Yeah,
What the hell are you
knock it
talking
off.
about? Now it's a distraction.
Yeah, Nick's world's kind of been turned upside down. Nick ain't used to what he's seen the last couple of years.
I
You know?
It's kind of bothering him.
All right, listen. Thanks for tapping in. Have a great weekend. I think the guys are back on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Are they?
D-Mac won't be, but Neil will be here.
Okay, Neil will be here, and Neil will be with somebody. Spencer's voice, we hope for it to return. So if you know where Spencer's voice is, go check that out. Parker, you're great, and Boner, you're the man. Have a great weekend.
Peace.